Can you find love on Tinder? Well, I'm pretty sure if you ask this question, most people would say probably not, or at least not very likely. And with that being said, Tinder has had kind of a negative stigma when it comes to serious relationships, and rightfully so. Look at the majority of the people on there, and I've pretty much heard a whole bunch of horror stories when using that website that it's not really the best, well, not website, app. It's not really the best app to use if you're looking to actually find a serious relationship. It's mainly just for hookups, and it's pretty much straightforward with how it goes about it. It's not really an app where you see like a full bio about someone. It's pretty much short and to the point, and you pretty much take it from there. So, as far as actually finding a serious relationship on Tinder, probably not the best app to use, and I would agree with that as well. But it's pretty much been a weird circumstance where I actually found a relationship through Tinder, and it was very unexpected. The chances of it happening, I'd say, for me, it was really low because me and the girl, we live in completely different states. We look completely different. I'm 6'3", black. She's shorter. She's white. And she's on the bigger side. And it's actually been a successful relationship because we've been together a few years now. And so I'm gonna just jump straight into it and tell you how it pretty much came about. So back in 2016, I decided to start using dating apps to really find a relationship. So throughout most of the year of 2016, from beginning to like the early fall, I would say, I've been using multiple dating apps. I use Tinder, I use OkCupid, I use Plenty of Fish, and Juice a little bit. And towards the beginning of fall, end of summer, I started to get frustrated because I was going on dates and pretty much it went nowhere. So I ended up deleting all those apps for a while. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm not really going to look for a relationship anymore. I'm just going to pretty much just use these apps and just see where it goes, see where it takes me. So I downloaded Tinder again after about a week or so. And I remember I did get a match with her. I did end up messaging her. It was probably like in the middle of the week, either on a Tuesday or Wednesday, we started talking. Now, straight into the first conversation, the first night we were talking, she says, what are you looking for? She pretty much wants to get everything out the way. At this point, I'm pretty much down for whatever, looking for something serious, or you just looking to just hook up and have fun on the side. She made it very clear the first night she just wanted to hook up, and we pretty much set up a time to meet, which was which was the same week on a Saturday. So about 4 days after we talked the first night, we set our date to meet up, which is that Saturday. And the pretty much plan was to just pick her up. She was gonna spend the night with me, and then that was pretty much it. So we talked every day during that week, and that Saturday night comes. She lives in Jersey, by the way, and I live in Queens. So I'm in New York City. She's in Jersey. We plan to meet in Manhattan, which is what most people see on TV with all the tall buildings and everything. That's not the whole of New York, but that's where we meet. That's kind of like in the middle of us. She's on the other side of the water, and I'm on the other side of the water of Manhattan. So we pretty much meet in the middle of Manhattan. I drive her back to Queens. First night, it goes pretty well. We pretty much did what we said we were going to do, and I ended up taking her back to Manhattan so she can catch the train and go back to Jersey. And we agreed to meet again the second time. This time she doesn't spend the night, and it's actually the following week, probably about like 4 days after that we meet again, and I drop her off. Now this is where things start to get a little bit interesting, because we started having arguments over like political views and basically our different personalities, how we didn't really mesh. But the weird thing was that we would talk every single day, pretty much. It felt like we kind of were in a relationship with the amount of times we talk, even though we officially weren't. And I guess she took it seriously because she probably thought it would eventually become a relationship. So I remember making a joke about voting for Trump, and that ticked her off. And she started asking me a whole bunch of questions about my different views on abortion, marriage, all these things. And then at this point I could just get annoyed, and I'm like, alright, whatever, I don't really care what happens. If we don't see each other anymore, that's fine. If we do, it is what it is. So we end up having like a long conversation on the phone, deciding on what we want to do. So we do agree to meet one more time, and then depending on how that goes, we would either continue to see each other or not see each other. So the third time we meet, this is probably like the following week. So this all happened over a period of 3 weeks. We decided to actually go to a hotel this time. So same thing, meet her in the city, drive her back to Queens, we go to a hotel, spend the night. This was actually the best night we had out of the previous 2 nights. And pretty much stay up all night till like 5-6 in the morning the next day. And I remember the following morning there was this one moment while I'm driving her back to the city to catch the train to go back to Jersey. She asked, will you see me again, or will we still see each other? What do you want to do? And I told her, no, this is it. This is just me making another joke like I normally do. And then she starts crying, which is very interesting. And then I say, no, it's a joke, don't worry about it. But I remember thinking to myself, the fact that she's crying probably means that maybe she was starting to take it seriously. So, I drop her back. We talked later that day. We both actually were going to school in the city at that time. I was going in like the middle part of Manhattan, Midtown. She was going to school downtown. So we decided to start seeing each other after school. Right after I would finish my classes, I would just take this train straight downtown to see her. And then pretty much we're continuing talking. And then about a month and a half after that first night, she asked me if we want to be official. I say, yeah. I mean, at that point we pretty much felt like we were, but we didn't really officially make it until she decided to bring it up. I was gonna bring it up, but I felt like I just wanted to take things slow. That's just how I am in general as a person. And yeah, so about a month and a half after we became official, and pretty much it's been like 3 years. So from 2016, of winter 2016 to now, we're pretty much still together. It's been about 3 years, and yep, that's pretty much my story. Didn't really expect it to happen, but it did happen. So if you're ever wondering if you could find a relationship on Tinder, I would say it is possible. Anything's pretty much possible. You just have to keep an open mind if you are looking for that, and that's pretty much it. Just be really accepting and open-minded. That would be like the number one thing I would say. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.